So we're going to start by doing a simple slip knot. So I have my yarn like this. This is the end of the yarn, so I'm going to grab it. Then with these other 3 fingers, grab the yarn like this. I'm going to do a twist. Now that I have this twist, I want to put my pointer and thumb inside. So now you're going to grab this yarn that's connected to the yarn ball and not the loose one and pull it through. And by doing that, you have just made a knot. So I'm just going to put my hook through that loop and just pull tight. So the first part of this pattern is to chain 2. So when you start to crochet, you're going to have 2 strings of yarn. This first string isn't going to be connected to the ball and this other one is. You want to crochet with the one that is connected to the ball. So this one that's not, just leave it on the side. Don't even worry about it. To chain 2, you're going to yarn over, turn your hook 180 degrees and pull through that loop on your hook. Let's do it one more time. Yarn over, turn your hook 180 degrees and pull through that loop on your hook, giving you 2 chains. Now, are you ready to get even further? Because it's time for row 1. For row 1, you are going to do 3 double crochets into the first chain. Now, Caleb, what's a double crochet? I am so glad you asked. So let's do a double crochet together. Crocheting into this first chain right here, you're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that chain, yarn under, pull our hook out with that yarn. We're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops that are on our hook, and that's going to leave us with another 2, the one that was already there and the new one from the yarn over. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on our hook, leaving us with just 1 loop from the yarn over. And you just did your first double crochet. Congratulations! But we have to do 2 more, so don't get too excited. Let's do it together again. Yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch, yarn under, pull your hook out, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. Good job. Now we have 1 more left. This time I'm going to do it while you say it aloud. Okay, look at you doing your first 3 double crochets. Congratulations. It should look something like this. If it's a little bit different, that's okay. But if it's way different, I would definitely rewind the video and make sure you did it correctly. For row 2, you're going to start by chaining 2. 1, 2. Now you're going to turn your work so we can work right to left. Now this pattern works by double crocheting clusters of 3 at a time, but because we double crochet 2, those 2 are going to count as 1 double crochet. So since we already have 1 double crochet technically, let's do 2 more in this first stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn under, pull your hook out, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through those last 2. One more time. Yarn over, insert your hook in that same stitch, the same stitch. Yarn under, pull your hook out, yarn over, pull through those first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. We're going to start by chaining 1. We are going to skip this middle stitch. We're not going to work in it. So skipping that second stitch and now working in the third stitch. We're going to do 3 double crochets in this last stitch. So yarn over, put your hook in that last stitch, and it may be a little complicated to find, but just maneuver your hook and twist it in there until you can get it in. Yarn under, pull your hook out, yarn over, pull through those first 2, yarn over, pull through those last 2, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So yarn over, put your hook in that same stitch, yarn under, pull your hook out, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and put our third one, yarn over, put your hook in the stitch, yarn under, take your hook out, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So your project should look somewhat like this. Good job. Now let's go to row 3. Okay, so for row 3, we're going to chain 2, turn our work, double crochet 2 into this first stitch since the chain 2 already count as one chain. So 1 and 2. Now we're going to chain 1, skip these 2 stitches, and double crochet 3 in this chain 1 space from the previous row. So I'm going to yarn over, skip those 2, and insert my hook in this chain 1 space from previous row. And I'm going to do 3 double crochets, so yarn under, pull my hook out, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and do 2 more double crochets. There we go. Now I'm going to chain 1, skip these 2 stitches, and double crochet 1 into that last stitch, aka the chain 2 from the previous row. So yarn over, and when you're trying to find that chain 2 space, if you're new, it might be a little bit harder to find. So try to just maneuver your hook in there and just get your hook in there. If it's not 100% the exact stitch, that's okay. You learn over time, so don't expect yourself to be perfect. It's okay to make mistakes. You'll probably see me make like 10 mistakes just in this video. Anyways, so 3 double crochets, and that's the end of row 3. You should have a cluster, space, cluster, space, cluster. We have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and now it's time to go to row 4. Row 4 is where we start our continuous round. From here, we're going to continue the exact same repetition until we get our desired length. Now, you might do a little bit more than me or a little bit less depending on what breed your dog is, how big it is, and really just the preference of how big you want your bandana to be. So after row 4, you can either pause the video, crochet the rest on your own, and then come back to learn how to do the ribbing. Or you can listen to some music, crochet along with me, and then we'll do the ribbing together when we get there. So let's start row 4. I'm going to start by chaining 2, bloop, bloop. Now I'm going to double crochet 2 in the first stitch. Oh, sorry, turn your work, then double crochet 2 in the first stitch. I don't know if you can hear the AC just like turned on. Sorry if you can't hear me. Okay, chain 1, double crochet 3 in the chain 1 space from previous row. Not me struggling, don't look. Okay. Chain 1, double crochet 3 in the chain 1 space. Oh my gosh, I keep messing up. Okay, chain 1 and then double crochet 3 in that last stitch, aka the chain 2 space from the previous row. Guys, this row is just not my row. I made like 3 mistakes just in this one row. It's crazy. Okay. Chain 3. There we go. So this is what your thing should look like at the end of row 4. So basically the repetition part is that you're going to chain 2, turn your work, double crochet 2 in the first stitch, chain 1, then double crochet 3 in every chain 1 space from the previous row. Chain 1 and then double crochet 3 in the last stitch, aka the chain 2 space from the previous row. If that didn't make sense, you can either watch step 4 again or just watch as I continue to make the next couple rows as we listen to some groovy music. Wow, transition queen. Anyways, so now it's time to make a ribbing. Note, if your dog has a huge neck or a large neck, you may need to do a longer chain than I do. And the same thing is if your dog has a smaller neck or a smaller neck, you might want to do less chains than I do. To be honest, you just want to measure on your dog first to make sure the chain's not too tight so you do not choke them. So that is always a good thing to keep in mind. So I'm going to do the preferred length for my dog's neck, and then you can kind of just alter it a little bit depending to the size of your dog. So I'm going to chain 15. So 1, this is awkward. I messed up on the first one. Okay, we're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now that we have our 15, starting in the third chain, so 1, 2, 3, this is the third chain from our hook. Starting in the third chain, then working our way down the chain, we're going to double crochet 4 and then single crochet 9. So double crochet 4, starting in the third chain, so that's going to be 1. Double crochet in the next stitch, that's going to be 2. The next stitch, that's going to be 3. The next stitch, and that's going to be 4. And now we're just going to single crochet down. So if your dog has a larger neck and you end up doing more chains, that's totally okay. But be sure to still only do 4 double crochets and then single crochet the rest of the way down. And 9. So now I've worked all the way down. Your thing should look somewhat like this. It's going to be a chain, and it's going to be a little bit thicker right here on the end, and that's what we want it to be. And now what we're going to do is have your work like this. So you might have to churn it a little bit, and then you're going to single crochet once in each stitch and once in each chain one space. So you're going to single crochet one, single crochet one, and even in the chain one spaces, you are still going to be single crocheting one. So I have a chain space right here. I'm just going to single crochet one in there, and then move to the next stitch and single crochet one. And this is going to give us the little ribbing border, and also help our bandana keep a little bit more of a sturdy shape, so it's not super loose like it was before. Okay, so now I'm approaching my last single crochet. I'm going to single crochet in this chain 2 space from the previous row. There we go. So now we're going to do just like we did on the other end and chain 15. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're starting in that third chain from our hook, then working down. We're going to double crochet 4. So that's 1 double crochet, that's 2 double crochet, that's 3 double crochet, and that's 4 double crochet. And now we're just going to single crochet the rest of our way down. And remember, if your dog has a bigger neck, so you end up doing more chains, make sure to only do 4 double crochet, then single crochet more down. Okay, so now we finished that, and now we're just going to slip stitch right in that next stitch. So to slip stitch, you're going to enter your hook, yarn over, pull that out, and then pull that loop you just pulled out through the loop you already had on your hook. And this might be a little challenging depending on the worm, not the worm, depending on the yarn you're working with. Like mine just came apart because it's really thready. So just do that one more time. Okay. Put your hook through, yarn over, and then pull. There you go. And now we're going to cut it off and sew in our ends. Happy to be finished. I'm so excited to see on all of your puppies and kittens. And I don't know if any other animals that can wear this, but I'm kind of excited to see. I know y'all be more creative than I am. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and the other nice things. Oh, maybe comment too. Goodbye.